Good morning. My name is Adam Sipe, Assistant Provost for Graduate and Professional Studies and Professor of History at Texas A&M University. I'd like to welcome all of you to the Association of Former Students Distinguished Graduate Student Awards ceremony. I'm proud to have the opportunity to present this year's winners. The AFS Distinguished Graduate Student Awards recognize extraordinary accomplishments in research or teaching by graduate students at this university. Before I present our 18 winners, I'm pleased to welcome Dr. Karen Butler-Purry to make some introductory remarks. Dr. Butler-Purry is a professor of electrical and computer engineering and, since 2010, Associate Provost for Graduate and Professional Studies. In her role as Associate Provost, she has overseen significant growth in graduate programs across the university and has prioritized creating opportunities for graduate students in professional and personal development. Welcome, Dr. Butler-Purry.
Thank you, Dr. Sipe, and good morning, everyone. On behalf of the entire Texas A&M University campus, I would like to welcome the students we're honoring today and the faculty and staff joining us who mentor, instruct, and support them. I want to offer a special welcome to any family and friends of the award recipients joining us. You play a special role in supporting your loved ones who are investing their time, energy, and money, and maybe some of yours too, in their graduate education. We appreciate you taking time to help us honor these distinguished students. This fall, we have coordinated our various award ceremonies into one Salute to Graduate and Professional Education Week. Graduate and professional students support Texas A&M in numerous important ways, such as teaching and mentoring many of our almost 55,000 undergraduate students, contributing to research that generated nearly $1 billion in expenditures last year, participating and serving in leadership roles in campus and community organizations, and bringing diversity to and encouraging intercultural interaction on our campus. Over the last 7 to 8 months, graduate and professional students have demonstrated incredible flexibility and resilience as they have had to adjust to new modes of operation as a result of the pandemic. Thank you to all our Texas A&M graduate and professional students. Today's event, the Association of Former Students Distinguished Graduate Student Awards Program, is held annually to recognize the contributions in teaching and research of some of our most outstanding graduate students at Texas A&M University. These awards recognize many years of hard work and dedication the students put into becoming the best and brightest teachers and researchers in their fields. That's what we're here to celebrate. Congratulations to this year's awardees. At Texas A&M, our leadership takes care to focus on and support academic excellence. Both President Michael Young and Provost and Executive Vice President Carol Fierke help create opportunities for students to work with our premier faculty in a wide range of research and teaching experiences. We're so pleased that Dr. Fierke joins us this afternoon to help present these awards. Dr. Carol A. Fierke serves as Provost and Executive Vice President of Texas A&M University. In this role, she provides oversight to the academic deans of 16 colleges and schools, 2 special purpose campuses, university libraries, and a comprehensive set of academic affairs services and units. She has faculty appointments in the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry and Biophysics. Prior to joining Texas A&M, Dr. Fierke served as Dean of the Rackham Graduate School and Vice Provost for Academic Affairs Graduate Studies at the University of Michigan. She also served as Department Chair in Chemistry for nearly a decade. In addition, she was the Jerome and Isabel Carl Distinguished University Professor of Chemistry. She held this appointment in the College of Literature, Science, and Arts. A world leader in her field, Dr. Fierke is the recipient of the American Chemical Society's Replegian Award in Chemistry of Biological Processes and the Protein Society's Emil Thomas Kaiser Award for her contributions in the application of chemistry to the study of enzymes. Her research has been continuously funded by the National Institutes of Health and has been funded by a number of other agencies and foundations, including the National Science Foundation, American Heart Association, American Cancer Society, Office of Naval Research, and Keck Foundation. Dr. Fierke received a PhD in biochemistry from Brandeis University and a Bachelor's of Arts in Chemistry from Carleton College. She has been honored for improving the campus environment for faculty and students, especially women in science, including active involvement with the University of Michigan Advanced Program for highlighting diversity and excellence. She has won numerous awards and honors, including the 2016 American Chemical Society's National Award for encouraging women into careers in the chemical sciences, sponsored by the Camille and Henry Dreyfus Foundation. Just recently, the Texas A&M Faculty Senate presented to her the inaugural Shared Governance Award for being the Texas A&M administrator who best exemplifies the practice of shared governance. In his remarks, Dr. John Stallone, Speaker of the Faculty Senate, noted that Provost Firky has clearly earned this award through her efforts to include faculty in the decision-making process for many issues affecting faculty this year, most notably, but not exclusively, the extensive planning and preparation for teaching this fall semester during the COVID-19 pandemic. It is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Firky to speak at this time.
Howdy. Thank you, Dr. Butler-Purry. Thank you in the Office of Graduate and Professional Studies for advocating for graduate and professional education and for hosting this virtual event to celebrate our distinguished graduate students. Thank you to the Association of Former Students for co-sponsoring the Distinguished Graduate Student Awards and for your support of graduate students at Texas A&M. The Association of Former Students plays such an important role in promoting Texas A&M's unique brand of both undergraduate and graduate and professional education and strengthening our vast, growing, and impactful Aggie network. Most of all, for this Salute to Graduate and Professional Education Week, thank you to our graduate and professional students. Texas A&M is now a top 20 institution in the Wall Street Journal education rankings, a top 10 university for public good, and a powerhouse of research innovation that generates nearly $1 billion in sponsored research annually. Our success would not be possible without graduate students who use their talents to help us fulfill our research and teaching missions. Finally, to you, the class of 2020 distinguished graduate students we honor this evening, I am especially grateful. You are among a select group of graduate students whose teaching and research make extraordinary contributions to Texas A&M University. Every day, in the classroom, in the lab, in the fields, and the library, you are advancing knowledge and solving pressing problems. For your extraordinary work, you have earned one of Texas A&M's highest levels of recognition. 2020 distinguished graduate students, tonight we celebrate your amazing accomplishments. We are fortunate to have you at Texas A&M. Congratulations on this special honor and best of luck to you as you create a brighter future for you, your university, and the world.
Thank you, Dr. Firky. At this time, I would like to introduce Graduate and Professional Student Government President, Utej Wadapalli. Utej is pursuing a master's degree in civil engineering with a concentration in transportation. A young entrepreneur, Utej has co-founded a startup at Texas A&M University. Utej, thank you for serving graduate and professional students as GPSG President, and welcome.
Howdy, my name is Utej Wadapalli, and I'm the President of Graduate and Professional Student Government for 2020-2021. I'm very honored today to give remarks on behalf of GPSG for the ceremony honoring our distinguished graduate student award recipients, and we are very grateful to the Association of Former Students for sponsoring the Distinguished Graduate Student Award ceremony and for their support of graduate and professional students. As a graduate student myself, I'm deeply touched that we have such an award that honors such excellent graduate students. It is interesting to note that graduate students are not always historically portrayed glamorously in the media. In comedy films that involves the hijinks of adventurous undergraduates, graduate students are typically portrayed as teaching assistants who try to stop all the fun. We all know, on the contrary, that graduate student teachers simply want to make sure that the students are properly prepared for their final exams. In drama films that celebrate the life of famed academics, such as renowned professors or researchers, graduate students are typically portrayed as muted background set pieces in favor of showcasing their academic genius. We all know otherwise. Graduate students are vital to the success of the institution. I have experienced the impact a graduate student has on a greater university community on a personal level. During my undergraduate studies, it was excellent graduate teaching assistants who gave me hope and pushed me in the right direction to pursue my studies. During my master's studies, it was my excellent doctoral researcher lab mate who showed me what world-class research work was and inspired me to follow in their footsteps in guiding my junior peers. So whether they're teaching assistants, instructors of record, research assistants, or research fellows, the individuals who receive these distinguished graduate student awards, courtesy of the association, are very deserving because they have proved themselves to be extraordinary in the eyes of their nominators and the reviewers for making positive impacts at teaching level or achieving innovative prestige at the research level. To the Distinguished Graduate Student Award recipient for their excellence in teaching and research, we are truly honored by your presence here at our institution, that is Texas A&M University. Thanks, and gig 'em.
Thank you, Utej. Next, it is my pleasure to welcome the Texas A&M Association of Former Students Vice President for Communications and Human Resources, Catherine Greenwade. Catherine graduated from Texas A&M University in 1988 with a BS in journalism. She joined the association staff in 1999. For the last 21 years, Catherine has served the association over a period of expansive growth. The support the Aggie Network provides to our present and former students is truly unique in higher education. Welcome, Catherine.
Howdy. Thank you for allowing the Association of Former Students to be a part of today's awards presentation. Presenting awards such as those we present today is one of the best parts of our jobs at the association. But before I talk about the Distinguished Graduate Student Awards, I want to take a moment to thank everyone watching for the way you have adapted and adjusted to the challenges of the past 7 months. Higher education has been forced to pivot in unprecedented ways and in a very short time. You have all done that admirably. I want you to know it's noticed and it is appreciated by the Association of Former Students. The 18 awards we present today are made possible by the generous gifts of more than 60,000 annual donors to the Association of Former Students. These dedicated members of the Aggie Network allow the association to make a $13.9 million impact on Texas A&M in 2020. Included in this support are funds dedicated to recognizing and encouraging teaching and research. Our awards today spotlight the important contributions our graduate students make to these two pillars of the university experience. To each of our award recipients, we commend your professional knowledge and, more importantly, the positive influence you have on your students, your peers, and our university. We thank you for inspiring excellence, for leading by example, and for being an important part of our worldwide Aggie Network. Congratulations.
Thank you, Catherine. It is now time for the Association of Former Students Distinguished Graduate Student Awards presentations. For that, I welcome back Dr. Sipe.
Today, we recognize two categories of graduate student distinction, research and teaching. Students are nominated by their faculty advisors or home departments. Nominations are evaluated by a panel of faculty and administrators from across the university. Our winners represent some of our finest graduate students. Winners receive a framed certificate and custom gold watch from the Association of Former Students. First, our awards for excellence in research honor students who have particularly outstanding records of achievement in publication, grant winning, and dissemination of scholarship within the academic community. Brent Ryan Bielefeldt, Department of Aerospace Engineering, College of Engineering. Faculty Advisor, Dr. Darren Hartle. Brent is a doctoral candidate in the Department of Aerospace Engineering under the direction of Dr. Darren Hartle. His research explores the potential development of a biologically inspired framework capable of improving exploration of the structural design space and identifying trends at the preliminary stage of the design process. Groups from the Air Force Research Laboratory, Army Research Laboratory, and Boeing have adapted this approach to solve challenging problems, including the design of morphing airfoils rotor blades and the determination of fold patterns in structural origami. To date, Brent has co-authored 4 journal articles and 9 conference papers, presented his research at 7 national or international conferences, and has spent time as a researcher at both the NASA Langley Research Center and the Air Force Research Laboratory. His honors include the 2018 ASME Ephraim Garcia Best Paper Award, the 2018 ICAST Best Student Presentation Award, and the 2019 Texas A&M Aerospace Graduate Excellence Fellowship Award. He received a Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering from the University of Alabama in 2014. In 2016, he obtained his Master of Science in Aerospace Engineering from Texas A&M University, where he focused on structural health monitoring. A recipient of a National Research Council Postdoctoral Associateship Award, Brent will soon begin work with the Air Force Research Laboratory to develop novel methods for multiscale and multiphysical structural design. Liang Fang, Department of Chemistry, College of Science. Faculty Advisor, Dr. Hong Tai Cho. Liang is a doctoral candidate in the Department of Chemistry with research interests in the synthesis and application of metal organic frameworks with hierarchical porosities, architectures, and compositions. He received his Bachelor of Science in Chemistry from Wuhan University in 2016. In the same year, he joined Dr. Hong Tai Cho's research group at Texas A&M University. He has 38 research publications in peer-reviewed journals during his 4-year graduate career. Among his 38 papers, he has 25 first author or co-first author publications that have been cited more than 1,000 times. Liang has received many national and international awards, including the RSC Materials Chemistry Division Travel Grant for Early Career Scientists, the Derek and Christine Barton Graduate Endowed Fellowship, the JEMS Scholarship for Collaborative Research in Chemistry, the Martin Correra Memorial Graduate Student Travel Award in Chemistry, the MRS Graduate Student Award, ACS Division of Inorganic Chemistry Student Travel Award, and the OGAPS Graduate Student Research and Presentation Travel Award. He also serves as an independent reviewer for several international journals in the areas of inorganic chemistry and materials science. Liang has remained professionally engaged in serving as an early career network representative for the Energy Frontier Research Centers at the U.S. Department of Energy and has actively participated in several communication, diversity, and career activities. He will soon join Northwestern University as a postdoctoral fellow under the guidance of Nobel laureate Sir Fraser Stoddart. Keshav Karki, Program in Toxicology, College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences. Faculty Advisor, Dr. Stephen H. Safe. Keshav is a doctoral candidate in the Department of Veterinary Physiology and Pharmacology and Interdisciplinary Toxicology program under Dr. Stephen Safe. His research focuses on the development of novel drug targets for human pancreatic, lung, breast, and brain cancer and multiple myelomas. Through investigating the regulation of immune checkpoint molecule PD-L1 in triple-negative breast cancer cells, Keshav has discovered drug interactions that represent a breakthrough in immunotherapy. His findings have been featured as first author publications in multiple journals, including Cancer Research, Journal of Neuro-Oncology, Molecular Pharmacology, and Cancer Prevention and Research. Keshav also received an invitation to present these research findings in several national conferences. He has been awarded several honors, such as the 2018 VTPP Outstanding Graduate Student Award. In addition, Keshav has also helped undergraduates and graduate students on their research projects. Lauren A. Lewis, Program in Toxicology, College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences. Faculty Advisor, Dr. Ivan Rusin. Lauren received her doctorate in toxicology from Texas A&M University in December of 2019 under the advisement of Dr. Ivan Rusin. Her dissertation research focuses on investigating inter-individual variability in epigenetic effects and DNA damage using in vivo and in vitro population-based models. She is an author or co-author of 12 publications and the recipient of several Society of Toxicology awards, including the Colgate-Palmolive Award for Student Research Training in Alternative Methods, the Syngenta Fellowship Award in Human Health Applications of New Technologies, the WIT Celebrating Women in Toxicology Award, and the Supplemental Training in Education Award. She has also served the Society of Toxicology in several leadership roles: Women in Toxicology Graduate Student Representative, Education and Career Development Committee Graduate Student Representative, and Graduate Student Leadership Council member. In addition, Lauren also served as the chair of the 2020 Drug Safety Gordon Research Seminar. Lauren is now working as an investigative toxicologist in the Drug Safety Research and Evaluation Group at Takeda Pharmaceuticals. Alyssa Myers, Department of Veterinary Integrative Biosciences, College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences. Faculty Advisor, Dr. Sarah Hamer. Alyssa is a postdoctoral research associate investigating vector-host interactions of Chagas disease and clinical outcomes of the disease in working dogs. She first became interested in infectious diseases by leading research to prevent malaria transmission in Kenya and leishmaniasis transmission in India. Working firsthand with two of the world's most common communicable diseases prompted her interest in a career in epidemiology. She began her doctoral study at Texas A&M University in the fall of 2015 as an NSF Graduate Research Fellow, where she concentrated on the ecology and epidemiology of vector-borne diseases in Dr. Sarah Hamer's lab. Her research demonstrated how ecological tracking of the host-vector-parasite interactions provides insight on the sylvatic maintenance and spillover risk of the Chagas parasite, which could not only improve canine health, but also public health. Clayton Reed Mulvihill, Department of Mechanical Engineering, College of Engineering. Faculty Advisor, Dr. Eric L. Peterson. Clayton received his doctorate from the Department of Mechanical Engineering at Texas A&M University under the advisement of Dr. Eric L. Peterson. He received his Master of Science and Bachelor of Science from the same department in 2015 and 2013, respectively. His graduate research focused on infrared laser absorption spectroscopy, chemical kinetics, and gas dynamics. By applying laser absorption diagnostics to chemically reacting or non-reacting flows behind reflected shock walls, he measured rate constants for several chemical reactions and provided other useful chemical kinetic or spectroscopic data. During his time as a graduate student, Clayton published a total of 17 peer-reviewed publications, 8 of which featured Clayton as the primary author in international journals. He has given a total of 14 presentations at 11 conferences, including 4 international conferences. He has won a number of awards associated with these conferences, including awards in the Best Student Paper competition at 2 international conferences, and was also awarded a Graduate Research Fellowship from the National Science Foundation in 2014. During his time as a doctoral student, Clayton taught a Principles of Thermodynamics course as the instructor of record for a total of 81 undergraduate students. Since graduating, he has worked as a postdoctoral researcher under Dr. Eric L. Peterson and has taught courses on thermodynamics and heat transfer. Beginning in summer 2020, he plans to begin a postdoctoral appointment at Argonne National Laboratory. Prashanth Kumar Siddhamshetty, Department of Chemical Engineering, College of Engineering, Faculty Advisor, Dr. Joseph Guan. Prashanth is a doctoral candidate in the Department of Chemical Engineering under the supervision of Dr. Joseph Guan. His research focuses on developing a model predictive control framework for the design of pumping schedules to regulate propped fracture geometry. His research addresses key practical and fundamental challenges and has the potential to lead to a lower break-even price in extracting crude oil and gas and to greatly impact the economy of the state of Texas. Upon receiving his Bachelor of Technology in Chemical Engineering from IIT Madras, Prashanth worked in the technical services team at Reliance Industries Limited and joined Texas A&M University in 2015. He has authored or co-authored 27 publications in leading journals, presented research at several national conferences, and made consistent contributions to securing grants. He has received several honors and awards, including the Paul and Ellen Deisler Fellowship by the Artie McFerrin Department of Chemical Engineering. Apart from academic work within the department, Prashanth was involved in Energy Research Society activities in 2017-18 as a technical general officer. Hua Wang, Department of Materials Science and Engineering, College of Engineering, Faculty Advisor, Xiaofeng Qian. Hua earned his doctorate in Materials Science and Engineering. His doctoral research, under the supervision of Dr. Xiaofeng Qian, developed a first principles theory and simulation methods for predicting and understanding nonlinear optical properties. To overcome existing knowledge barriers regarding nonlinear properties of optical materials, Hua created a systematic, quantum mechanics-based ab initio approach to investigating the microscopic mechanism of nonlinear optical responses. He has also investigated topological materials, superconducting materials, and perovskite quantum dots, as well as 2D magnetic materials. In total, he has published 14 peer-reviewed journal articles, with another 5 manuscripts under review. He is first or co-first author on 7 papers and manuscripts. Hua is a recipient of the 2020 MSEN Best PhD Thesis Award from Texas A&M University. An appreciation of the utility of mathematics and physics for establishing solid foundations for materials theory, discovery, and design recently led him to accept a postdoctoral associate position in Dr. Zhu Li's group at MIT. There, he will work on ab initio modeling of topological materials. The awards for excellence in teaching recognize graduate students who have demonstrated creativity, dedication, and the ability to inspire in the classroom. Na Young An, Department of Health and Kinesiology, College of Education and Human Development, Faculty Advisor, Dr. George Cunningham. An is a doctoral candidate and graduate assistant in the Division of Sport Management in the Department of Health and Kinesiology at Texas A&M University. She also researches women's roles in leadership for the Laboratory for Diversity in Sport. Prior to starting her doctorate, An worked at the Korea Institute of Sports Science as a research assistant in the Department of Policy Development and as a program coordinator for the Women's Sports Leadership Academy. Her research focuses on 2 primary areas: cultural diversity, with a specific focus on gender, national, and racial ethnic equity, and inclusiveness in sport government and leadership, and organizational behavior, such as discrimination and stigmatization, and organizational transformation in sport. An has presented at various conferences, and her work has been published in the International Journal of Exercise Science. Chante Ajalon Anderson, Department of Communications, College of Liberal Arts, Faculty Advisor, Dr. Kristen Poirot. Chante examines black bodies at the intersection of race, gender, media, and sport as a doctoral candidate in the Department of Communication at Texas A&M University. His research explores how the black activist athlete is represented in new media and how athletic black bodies serve multiple purposes for a variety of publics. As an instructor of record, he has taught courses such as communication and popular culture, argumentation and debate, rhetorical criticism, and critical race discourse. Chante currently serves as the president of the Black Graduate Student Association and as a senator for the Graduate and Professional Student Government. He is a participant on the Rec Sports Participant Advisory Council and a member of the Graduate School Task Force. In 2020, Chante received Texas A&M's Faskin Graduate Student Teaching Award. He graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Speech Communication from Morgan State University, and his final paper contrasted the content of Blastmaster KRS-One's rap lyrics with the rhetoric of Malcolm X's speeches. Chante received his Master of Arts from Texas Southern University, where he wrote an interdisciplinary thesis entitled The Role of Family Communication on the African American Male Matriculation at Historically Black Colleges and Universities. He has also worked in the field of broadcast journalism in New York City. Michaela Baca, Department of English, College of Liberal Arts, Faculty Advisor, Dr. Nandra Perry. Michaela is a doctoral candidate in the Department of English under the advisement of Dr. Nandra Perry. She is also pursuing a certificate in digital humanities. Her research focuses on women's writing in the later medieval and early modern periods, feminist book history, and digital humanities. Her dissertation, entitled The Matrix of Queenship, Legitimacy, Authority, and Queenly Text in Tudor England, recovers a female history of authorship and agency based in Tudor queenship. In both her research and approach to teaching, Michaela is interested in the literary and material voices of those who have historically been subverted or rendered invisible. She has taught rhetoric and composition, business and technical writing, writing about literature, and Arthurian literature at Texas A&M University. Michaela regularly incorporates digital methods and critical making exercises into her classrooms. Michaela earned her Master of Arts in English Literature with a certificate in Women's and Gender Studies from Texas A&M University in 2017. Jessica C. Benson, Department of Agricultural Leadership and Communications, College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. Faculty Advisor, Dr. Jennifer Strong. As a doctoral candidate in the Agricultural Leadership, Education, and Communications Department, Jessica studies the concept of followership. Her research specifically concentrates on how national, societal, and organizational cultures influence followership preferences and behaviors. During her graduate program, Jessica has been fortunate enough to serve as an instructor of record or teaching assistant for 6 core curriculum leadership courses. In addition to teaching, Jessica has collaborated on research projects with teams of faculty and student researchers and has had the opportunity to develop grant proposals and present at conferences worldwide. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Leadership and Development from Texas A&M University and a Master of Science in Agricultural Leadership, Education, and Communication from the University of Georgia. Additionally, she holds certificates in college teaching and nonprofit management from the University of Georgia and certificates in mediation, leadership, and professional training and development from Texas A&M. Kimberly Clough, Department of English, College of Liberal Arts. Faculty Advisor, Dr. Marion Eide. Kimberly studies 20th century transnational literature under the advisement of Dr. Marion Eide as a doctoral candidate in the Department of English. She holds graduate certificates in Women's and Gender Studies, as well as Film and Media Studies. Her dissertation, Women of Cover in Contemporary Transnational Literature, explores literary representations of Muslim women's veiling practices. She has presented her research at international academic conferences and has been awarded travel grants to attend these events. As an instructor of record at Texas A&M University, she has taught composition and rhetoric, technical business writing, writing about literature, 21st century literature and culture, literature from World War II to the present, and American ethnic literature. She holds an Academy of Future Faculty Teaching Certificate from the Center for the Integration of Research, Teaching, and Learning. In competitive selection processes, she was previously appointed as a teaching mentor for first-year graduate student instructors and currently serves as the assistant to the Technical Business Writing Coordinator. Suresh Joshi, Department of Educational Psychology, College of Education and Human Development, Faculty Advisor Dr. Stephen Woltering. Suresh is a doctoral candidate in the Department of Educational Psychology under the advisement of Dr. Stephen Woltering and Dr. Jay Woodward. His research focuses primarily on digital social-emotional learning, placing a particular emphasis on understanding the impact of cell phone use on the cognitive, emotional, and psychological well-being of young adults. Since summer 2017, he has served as an instructor of record for the Department of Counseling and Educational Psychology. He has also served as a teaching apprentice for 2 graduate and undergraduate courses and as a teaching assistant for 5 additional courses, centered in learning theories and child development. Suresh is a Center for Teaching Excellence certified instructor. He holds a Bachelor of Science in Physics, Chemistry, and Mathematics, a Bachelor of Education in the Teaching of Science and Mathematics, a Master of Science in Physics, and a Master of Technology in Education Technology. Before joining Texas A&M University, he taught high school physics for 17 years. Suresh received the Fulbright Distinguished Awards in Teaching Program Fellowship in 2012 for his self-developed game-based teaching model. During this fellowship, he mentored ESL students at the University of Maryland. Before teaching high school, he taught courses on quantum mechanics and particle physics at the postgraduate level as an independent instructor for 2 years. He has received a litany of grants and awards, including the U.S. Department of State Alumni Grant, Scholar Research Award from the Department of Educational Psychology, and the Graduate Research Grant 2019 from the College of Education and Human Development. Hyun-King Kwan, Department of Teaching, Learning, and Culture, College of Education and Human Development. Faculty Advisor, Dr. Robert Capraro. Hyun-King Jessica Kwan is a doctoral candidate in curriculum and instruction with an emphasis in mathematics education at Texas A&M University's Teaching, Learning, and Culture Department. She studies STEM education, problem solving and posing, and effective instructional strategies in education, has authored several published journal articles, book chapters, and conference proceedings, and has presented at several educational research conferences. She discovered her passion for mathematics education while working as a mathematics tutor in 10th grade. She earned a BA in mathematics teaching at the University of Minnesota, then an MS in mathematics education from Texas A&M University in 2014. Jessica worked as an associate editor for the journal Reading Psychology from 2014 to August of 2019. She is currently an assistant editor for the Journal of Urban Mathematics Education and is a graduate teaching instructor for the Department of Teaching, Learning, and Culture at Texas A&M University. Her ultimate goal is not only to educate mathematics teachers in the future, but to also continue her research in mathematics education. Lacey N. Roberts, Department of Agricultural Leadership and Communications, College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. Faculty Advisor, Dr. Tobin Redwine. Lacey earned her doctorate under the advisement of Dr. Tobin Redwine. She studies visual communication in the context of international agriculture for the Narrative Engagement Research and Development Lab. In her dissertation, using qualitative research methods, Lacey seeks to understand the images used to represent international agricultural development and development implementers' perceptions of such images. Starting in 2017, she served as a teaching assistant for the Department of Agricultural Leadership, Education, and Communications, and was an instructor of record for agricultural communications courses, including agriculture photography and introduction to agricultural communications. Outside of teaching and research, Lacey has served as a graduate student representative for the National Agricultural Communicators Symposium and currently serves as an international committee member for the American Agricultural Editors Association. Lacey attended West Texas A&M University in Canyon, Texas for her Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Media and Communications, graduating in 2013. After a journalism study abroad trip to South Korea and Japan, Lacey wanted to continue her education to focus on international agriculture. She completed her Master of International Agriculture with a focus on extension education and development from Oklahoma State University. After the completion of her doctoral program, Lacey seeks to continue her research in international agricultural development communications. Ellen Song, Department of Chemistry, College of Science. Faculty Advisor, Dr. Kim Dunbar. Ellen is a doctoral candidate in the Department of Chemistry under the advisement of Dr. Kim Dunbar. Her graduate research centers on designing dihodium complexes as photosensitizers for photodynamic therapeutic applications and dye-sensitized solar cells. More specifically, she seeks to understand structure-function relationships so that these sensitizers can be better optimized for application. Ellen has worked as a teaching assistant since her undergraduate years at the University of Guelph, where she obtained a Bachelor of Science in Biological and Pharmaceutical Chemistry in 2016. Since joining Texas A&M, Ellen has taught upper-level chemistry laboratories and lectures. She is dedicated to ensuring the best learning experiences for her students and developing new course materials to meet that goal. Ellen is also passionate about mentorship and has successfully supervised a number of undergraduate students with whom she is able to share her passion for research and discovery. In addition to her time in the lab, Ellen is highly involved in initiatives relating to diversity, equity, and outreach. Ellen leads the Organization for Cultural Diversity in Chemistry, regularly facilitates STEM workshops, and participates in science demonstrations. Through these initiatives, Ellen shares her love not only with students at Texas A&M, but the larger community as well. Felicia York, Department of Communications, College of Liberal Arts. Faculty Advisor, Dr. Lu Tang. Felicia is a first-generation, second-year doctoral student in health communication at Texas A&M University. Her research interests include the study of culturally centered communication in healthcare. Specifically, she studies the role that cultural factors, for example, historical mistrust in the healthcare system, unhealthy diets, and racial biases, play in African Americans' decisions to engage in preventative behaviors and self-care. She is particularly interested in improving communications between doctors and their patients from marginalized populations, leading to a reduction of health disparities between demographic populations. Felicia earned a Master of Arts in Communications, Public Relations, from the University of Houston, as well as a Bachelor of Business Administration in Accounting and a Master of Business Administration in Accounting from Sam Houston State University. As an accounting graduate student, she was the first author of the article Financial Implications of Sarbanes-Oxley Compliance, which examines how companies are impacted by legislation mandating additional financial reporting requirements resulting from high-profile corporate accounting scandals. Previously, Felicia was a financial accountant in the oil and gas and energy industries. She has been a collegiate instructor for over 9 years. Felicia was the recipient of the 2018 Texas A&M University Graduate Diversity Fellowship in Communication. She was also recognized for her collaborative efforts in utilizing health communication scholarship to enhance community engagement in the Navasota Examiner's January 2020 article, Graduate Student Creates Photo Voice Project. She is a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, Texas A&M's Black Graduate Student Organization, and the Golden Key National Honor Society.
Congratulations! To all the Association of Former Students, Distinguished Graduate Student Award recipients, and thank you for all that you do for Texas A&M University.
Congratulations once more to our winners. Thanks to the Association of Former Students and everyone else who made today's awards possible. Stay safe and have a great afternoon.